Hi, my name is Chris Busher, and on this episode of Life as a Christian Author, I want to talk to you about my second book, My Confession, Stepping Onto the Platform of Destiny. Well, my second book in the series, My Confession, Stepping Onto the Platform of Destiny, really was more difficult for me to write. If you have read both of those books, thank you. God bless you. If you've only read the first book, Finding Myself at the Feet of Jesus, which is about my Christian testimony coming from a life of drugs, alcohol, and sin to embracing the cross of Jesus Christ, this second book is a little bit different. It picks up exactly where that last book left off. I decided to make it into a series after, many people have loved the first book and said how much it impacted them, and I started thinking, well, maybe if that one helped them, I can continue writing about my personal life in a way that would, bring glory to God and help many other people in similar situations. Now, this book is about how I became a Christian missionary, which I have another playlist on this YouTube called Life as a Christian Missionary, where I show a lot of those things. But this book specifically is a 1-year period, right from when I left Teen Challenge until I was finishing my first Christian missionary trip, which was in early 2008. So as the first book covered the first 19 years or so of my life, this second book only covered 1 year. Now, the reason I wrote this book was because many people had no idea why I chose to do Christian ministry or how it even happened for me. And I decided to write this once again in a way that was more of a confession. At the beginning of each of my books, I have a disclaimer saying that this is a genuine confession, that the only things that have been changed are some of the people's names and minor descriptions about them, so I won't get sued for my honesty. But some of the people in there, I do get to use their real names because they gave me permission to do that. But this book, I talk about going to Bogota, Colombia, Leticia, Colombia, Tabatinga, Brazil, and I talk about my struggles as being a Christian missionary because I had this crazy idea about what a Christian missionary would be like. I had a very vivid imagination before I went there, and there were moments that I was extremely disappointed in being a Christian missionary because I heard so many stories before I went about how great it was going to be, and I made a lot of bad decisions along the way, and because of my own ignorance and pride, I ended up having to go to a hospital while I was down there, and I show those things in the book because I want people to see the importance of submitting to their authority when they're on a mission trip. I wanted people to see that I am a human. I do make mistakes. I do struggle with pride, especially several years ago when I first started. I struggled a lot with pride, and you'll see that throughout the series. And I want you to see the moments where God really spoke to me and just completely changed a lot of things for me. So if you haven't read this book yet, it's only about 40,000 words. All of my books on Amazon are only 99 cents, the lowest Amazon allows. And a lot of times I run a lot of free promotions. And if I do, I talk about it on my Facebook page to let people get a heads up. So if you're interested, go ahead and read these series. If you have read it, send me a message. Tell me what you thought about it, because I love to hear what my readers think about these books and the different things that I have done. And I love to connect with you. So have a good day. I'll see you next week on another episode of Life as a Christian Author.